started the Finland game, I had no legs. I'm 19 years old, and I had no legs, no energy, and I couldn't believe the start of the game. How can you feel like this at that time, biggest game of your life? I had no energy, no legs. And I think it was just the pressure, because we went from being underdogs all the time to all of a sudden being a favorite. And I think it was, well, I think a lot of us felt pressure. Personally, I did. It took a while to get through that. That was my, like, are you kidding me?
Were you able to get your leg back and like have a great game?
As the game went on, it started to feel better and settled in. But it was just how the game kind of started and how I felt to start the game, even in warm-ups. You're skating around warm-ups, and I felt like that cement wall. Are you kidding me? So,
having the opportunity to play for our country, the first game against Sweden, and realizing that this is something that we had worked 6 months for, and it had finally come. It was a long year, and it was a grueling year, and it just being on the ice for that first game was nice to see it come to fruition.
How cold it was, the opening ceremonies. It was like, oh my God, this is cold. My feet were freezing. We stood there outdoors. So that, I mean, I remember it being cold at the opening ceremony. So that would be an, oh my God, I can't believe it's this cold.
I think there were a number of them. The first one was the first oh my goodness moment was when we rolled over the Czechs in the second game. That was an eye-opener to me because they were supposed to be one of the strongest teams. Another oh my goodness moment was how empty the building was in the first few games, how many empty seats there were, and it said to me and to us that people really didn't give us much of a chance. And then as the tournament rolled on and the seats started to fill and you could feel the excitement, and then it all kind of rolled into the Russian game, and but I think maybe the biggest oh my goodness moment was when the president called in the locker room, and because we were pretty sequestered up there, and we had a bit of an idea how big it was, but I don't think we had any idea realistically of just how big it was.
For me, I think I would have to say that moment was when my dad and uncle were in the stands after the gold medal game against Finland, and I knew that they were there.
My oh my God moment was the opening ceremonies. We had played the Swedish team the day before the opening ceremonies. Because of the number of games we had in the length of the tournament, we had 7 games in 12 days, so we had to play a game before the tournament, or before the Olympics officially started. And I remember, going to that first game against Sweden, the arena really not being full. I would, to say half full might have been an exaggeration, but probably a little more than that. But it wasn't full, and there wasn't really a great atmosphere in there. And I remember thinking in the back of my head, I expected more than this. I thought the Olympics would be more than this. The next day, the opening ceremonies out in the horse ranch or whatever that was with the stadium, and walking in there last as a U.S. team and coming in last, and having the people that were there just absolutely going, bonkers, and because the U.S. team was coming in. That was a moment for me where it's like, yeah, this is what I expected the Olympics to be like. This is what I had watched growing up on television, and I expected it to be. And of course, the next day we played the Czechs, and the arena was jammed and flags everywhere, and the crowd never sat down. It never felt like they ever sat down. Standing ovation for a line shift, whether you did anything or not. So, I mean, that moment for me was the opening ceremonies, because it was like, yeah, that's what I dreamt, that's what I thought it was supposed to be like, and that's when it started for me.
My oh my God moment. Standing on the podium, getting the gold medal,